Hi, this is Survivor and Scrappy Mania, and today I want to show you how to create these beautiful dolls. And lately I really like all the Prima dolls. I have the whole collection, the first collection and the second collection, and I've been doing a lot of dolls, especially using up my scraps. And I think they give your pages just that extra pop that sometimes you need, especially if you're doing kids albums or layouts and things like that. These dolls are just perfect for that. Now, this doll is actually, the clothes is my own design. So I wanted to create like a business doll. And this is my interpretation of a business doll. So she has a business suit. And let me show you what I used to create this. Julie Nutty created this 12 by 12 stencil. And I saw this stencil on the store, and I went to a local scrapbooking store that I just found around where I live. And it's not one of those chain stores. It's just a local owned store, and it's called Scraps of Love. And anything that you want, she will order for you. So if there's anything out there that you've seen on a show or on YouTube, you just simply ask her, and she will actually order that item for you. And I really love, and the customer service is great. So if you're ever here in Arizona and you're looking for a scrapbook store somewhere in the valley, especially if you live in the west side, it's Scraps of Love, and it's off Peoria. Anyhow, so I found this stencil. Now, the first time I went to her store, I saw this stencil, and I'm like, I really didn't know how to use it, so I didn't purchase it. The second time I went to the store, I saw the stencil, and the price is just right. It's $5. I mean, for a Prima stencil, that's pretty good. So I said, well, let me go ahead and try it and kind of figure out how to use it. So let me show you how to use the stencil, because at first it's deceiving, but it's very simple to use. What I did also, one of the things is, these clothes that you see here is very different from this one. And you know, the clothes is just an outline, and they're more, for me, they're more like kids' clothes, like a kid's dress and stuff like that. Well, if I want to do a layout, a grown-up layout, or like a layout of the office with all the office friends, or a layout, you know, that it's more formal, these clothes will not go with that theme. So let me show you how I alter that. And actually, I'm going to create this one. This one is the same principle that I used to create. So let me show you how to create. So this one is this one. So I'm going to create a similar shirt using this one. So let me show you how to do this. So you're going to take your stencil, and let me use a black marker pen. So you're going to take your stencil, and then you're going to outline using the outer edge. So it's important to kind of figure out if you're going to trace the inner edge, always stay in the inner edge, or the outer edge. That makes a difference on the dimensions. So I'm going to go on the outer edge, and I'm just going to trace it all the way, maybe down there, up to here. Okay? So you get something like this. Now I'm going to take the doll, and I'm going to use this one that has the neck. I'm going to take the doll, okay, either one will work. I will take the doll, and now I am going to trace the body. So I'm going to put the shoulders right inside of my dress, and then I'm just going to trace the body. Okay. And you get something like that. So now you simply just cut it out. And there you have it. So then if you want to make a longer, so if you want to make a formal dress, you can use this, and then just kind of figure out, you can go all the way down, and then use the legs, and then figure out how far back down you're going to go from the legs, and kind of make a whole dress. Okay, so that's how you create your shirts. Now, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and this one has short hair, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one. This is long hair. So I'm going to use my pencil and I'm going to trace on the outer edge. Now for my arms, these are very beefy arms. If you look, so I cut one out so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the arm that I traced and cut out, and look how beefy that looks. It really looks very big. And when I first put it on the doll, my doll, look how big the arm looked. To me, it looked too big. I just didn't like it. So what I did is I went ahead and traced it, and then I traced it again in a little smaller. And that's how I created these. These are a little smaller. And then what I did is I wanted it angled once I traced it. So let me show you how I did it so you have an idea. So let's pretend I'm tracing my arm here. Okay. So once I traced it, then I went ahead and kind of made it a little smaller. And then I know my elbow is going to be here, so then I went in, and then I just kind of finished it off, something like that. And that's how I created this. So then once you do that, you just cut it. The templates are just guide, so you can make however you want these dolls. So see, and I created an arm, and then that's what I would use kind of right here. Okay, that's just what I use right there. So I went ahead and created a template. That way I don't have to constantly do that technique. I can just do it once, and then this is what I'm going to use to trace out my arms. So for this one, I may want, let's see, I'm just going to have straight arms, and then I'm going to flip it over and trace it again. Now the next thing you want to do also, before we cut everything out, let me bring my papers over here. Okay, so we need to create the face before we start coloring the hair. So with the template, if you notice the template, it doesn't have any face anywhere. Okay, so we need to kind of make our own face on here. So what I did is I took a 1 1/4 inch circle, and I placed it around where I think the face is gonna be, and then I create an eggshell. So you're just gonna kind of draw an eggshell using the circle to kind of guide you. And there, that looks like an eggshell. So then you're gonna cut it. So you cut this out. So there's my eggshell, and then there's my face. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to gotta create the neck. So let's see, this one has a neck. So my face is going to go here. So I'm just going to make sure I trace out the neck. So that's my neck. And then I'm going to trace out the face, and just the bottom portion is what you're going to trace. Okay, so there's the bottom portion of my face, and then I'm just going to take some of my color pencils, and I may go up a little more, and I'm going to just create the hairline. And then we're just gonna create the bangs. So she's gonna have very dark brown hair and just sweep the hair across. Okay, and we want to give it some highlights, so I'm gonna use a little bit of white just to blend it in. And then we're going to go over it with some black. If I find my black, here's my black pencil, and you're just going to do sweeping motions. Okay, so there's my hair. So now I'm going to take my pen, black pen, and I'm going to trace out the rest of the body. And that's just because I like the dark outline for my dolls. I'm going to do the same thing for the leg. I'm going to trace out the leg. Now I think for this one I am going to make some pants for her. Okay? And then I am going to go ahead and put the mark for the shoes, and then I can put a strip, a line here and a line there. I'm going to do a line here and a line there. Okay, and I am going to do the same thing for the arm. Just going to trace it out. So there's the beginning of the piece. Now let's go ahead and start tracing out the dress. So I want to create this doll is going to have a blue dress business suit with a white top. So for my top, I'm going to go ahead and use, this one's going to be my top. So I'm going to go ahead and trace this one out. And yeah, I'm using my black pen because you're not going to see a lot of it. It's going to be underneath her blazer. Okay? And then I am going to create the blazer. So what I did is, let me show you how I'm planning to do the blazer. So this is the blazer. Okay. What I did is I took the thinner one, this one. I traced it out. So once I traced it out, then I took my arm and I traced that out, and that gave me a little curve, and then it gave me a curve like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and trace one piece and then flip it and trace the other. So there's my collar, and I may not use that. I might use something else to make the collar. And then I need the pants. So what I did is the same thing. I'm going to make long pants. These are my long pants. So as you notice, I traced the leg and then I created the long pants for those legs. So these are my two legs. And I'm going to go ahead and trace these. These are so much fun to play with. So I think I have all my pieces. I'm going to go ahead, trace them out, cut it, and I shall be back to put it together. So I cut all my pieces now. Now I want to create some shading. So I'm going to take a little bit of black and create the shade on my pieces. And I used a Crayola pencil for the blue. And then another thing that you did not see me trace out that I traced was these are sleeves. So I needed sleeve for my dress suit. So now let me show you how I put it together. I kind of assemble the doll first. So I kind of get the arms where I want them before I even start dressing her up. So let's say, and I like to use stick glue for this, and I use a wax piece of surface so that way it'll protect my table. And I'll just assemble the arms, and then I'm going to assemble the legs. But before I put the legs together, I just want to make sure either I can do like this, like I did the other one, or I can put, different ways, but I think I'll leave it like that. Put a little bit up here, just going to get this together. Then I'm going to put this together. Okay, so I have her assembled. Now I'm ready to place my clothes. So the t-shirt is going to go first. So I'm going to go ahead, put a lot of adhesive on the inner shirt. Okay. Now I like to assemble my shirt, and actually I need to cut this down because I don't even see the t-shirt. I found my other sleeve. And that's going to go there. Okay, so now that I have that, now I'm going to put some adhesive here. I'm going to line this up. And then I'm going to line this up. And we'll address the bottom piece in a second, but I'm going to line these two pieces up. And I like it there. Then I am going to cut straight across. Use my pen. Okay, now the pants. That looks good there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive here just to put it together. Okay. And then now I'm going to put my shirt. And I might cut it a little bit around here because this is just a little bit too wide. Cut it in. Same as here. Thin it out. And put my suit on. Okay. And then I'm just going to snip if I see any like traces of skin behind my clothes. I snip that. So there's my doll, and then let's see if I want to. I think that's it. And then I can go ahead and put some buttons. And there you have it. So there's my doll. So I hope you liked this tutorial, and thank you for watching. Bye now.